Hello everybody and welcome back to Dartmoor. This morning we're at Sheeps Tor at sunrise. It's looking good. Got some nice colour in the sky, so I'm hoping it's going to reflect on the landscape towards that way. Hopefully we're going to get a really nice morning of photography. So I've just set up the first composition here. I'm putting it into portrait because the chemtrails from the planes I've been flying over have dispersed, they've widened, and the sun is catching that as it's rising. Because they're so high up, it's going to look much better in a portrait photo. So I'm going to do that, and therefore I'm going to go f11, 2-second exposure, ISO 100, and that hopefully be quite a nice photo to start off with. So far so good. And there we go, I hope you liked that photo. Now I've put it into landscape, shooting a similar sort of composition, but just in the landscape orientation, making sure to get that stack of rocks over there, and there's a bit of rocky outcrop also there. Now with all these scattered boulders, it's hard to find a good balance and visual weight in the composition, and therefore it's so much easier to walk around and find the best one. So at the moment I stood on this, as you would have seen, just massive bit of rock, and now just gonna probably walk slightly that way. There's a nice bit of rocky outcrop there, and therefore I'll have that composition ready to go for the sunrise as it will peek over the horizon. Then we're gonna spin around and my attention will turn to Lowepro and Sheeps Tor as it hopefully catches the sunlight. But yeah, lovely morning. I can see some mist in the valley. Yeah, really nice October morning on Dartmoor. There you go, here's the chaos of a sunrise shoot. I've had to grab my other ND filter just so I can do this even in properly. Shambles. Chaos. And so, as that sun is rising, I gain a really nice starburst effect, which I think is really nice. And it just adds a bit of, how do you say it? A bit of pizzazz. There you go, has a word for you, pizzazz. Just enhance, not even enhance it, it just makes it look so much nicer on the eye, if you get what I mean. Yeah, have a few more. What I'll do is I'll just flip the screen around. I'll do. But yeah, so I've ranged the shutter speed from 1 second exposure, and I've had to go up, so 2/5 of a second, 1/5 of a second is what I'm currently at. F13, F16 with a few of them. That's purely because it's so bright. But yeah, really nice photos. So I've just had a quick scan of the landscape, see what compositions I can find. Now I believe I have found one that the 40 to 150mm would be absolutely perfect for. So sunrises. So for this composition we're going to use Lowepro, Sheeps Tor, all this rock, all the trees, and now as the sun is rising over Lowepro you'll see the reflection just below Sheeps Tor. That's what I'm going to capture. That'll be my first image with this lens on. Nice, it's just a nice Dartmoor scene, landscape, nice and basic, and therefore I hope you like that photo. And just like that, I've spotted the next composition. You'll see down above Bottle Reservoir down there, all those pine trees are just catching the light. Now I'm hoping that as the ones closer to the reservoir catch the sunlight, it's going to reflect onto the reservoir. Bit of patience, but before I wait for that, I'm 100% just going to grab a few shots of just the sun reflecting onto the pine trees up on the hill. And yeah, nice. As the sun hit the trees closest to the reservoir, they started to reflect, albeit not the cleanest of reflections, but a few really nice shots. On to the next composition. There's a small field just surrounded by pine trees, and the sun is casting a shadow from the pine trees on this side onto the patch of grass there. But as you'll see, this patch of grass is in the shadow. Now, if I was to pre-think editing, I could bring the shadows down, also the blacks, and probably the exposure, and that small patch of sunlight there will really stand out amongst those pine trees that have the shadow. I hope you like that photo. Right, so I've just moved on from where I last was towards the north, east, south, west side of Sheeps Tor. Most prominent side, as you can see, from towards Devon that way. Now, I like it here. I've now got, right, is that gonna? I've now got a 180-degree view towards Devon. Yeah, really nice. Let me just find some compositions and report back, as they say. I'm having to be a bit patient for this next photo, but I'm hoping the patience will pay off. You'll see down by the reservoir there's a green building, which we've been focused on a bit the last few compositions. I really want a photo of it amongst the trees. Now, there's no reflections down there. That wind is blowing straight down the reservoir. But you'll see these trees down the bottom here, just waiting for the tops of them to clip the sun, and I think we'll have a pretty decent composition. Right, there we go. Today's video is now complete. Just spent the last half an hour just taking some compositions without recording, just to focus on the photography like I always like to do. So I'll be sure to show you those compositions at the end. I managed to get one down. I got two decent ones from the reservoir. There were some ducks just down behind me, in the middle, surrounded by the trees, and then there's two rowing boats. You've done the rowing boat action there. Got that, the trees surrounding it, of course, slight reflection on the reservoir. And yeah, just a few ones of the land, all quite landscapey photography, oriented photos. And yeah, this morning has been fantastic. I'm not a fan of Sheeps Tor, I'll tell you that, but I guess it goes up the tier list of decent tours. I've actually been surrounded by wild campers this morning, so I've had to be quiet, careful, and I've had to mix the compositions like I had planned to a few different ones, but albeit I have enjoyed it. I might even be a wild camper one day. I won't say anything more on that, but maybe one day. And yeah, I think this is where I'll say goodbye. So a massive thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let me just stop myself there, because I'd like to show you what I saw on the way back down. We aren't finished just yet. Hello everybody. I know, I just said goodbye, but wow, I've just dropped down from Sheeps Tor to the reservoir here. Look at those conditions, they are just a landscape photographer's paradise. Wow. We've got some ducks coming in here now. Even though they're going to disturb the composition. Got the ND filter on, just gonna get that 5-second exposure. Capture those really, really nice, dreamy reflections. Ah, it's just so nice. I had to stop. I just couldn't. I could not leave knowing that these reflections were just dying to be asked to take photos of. Right, let me just cancel this one because the ducks are getting in the way. I can't finish this video without just doing a quick rundown of everything. I've now got the polarizer on. I just had the ND1000 on, just taking it naturally, just the lens itself. Now I've got the polarizer on, I've just taken everything I can, portrait and landscape, but mainly I'm making sure the land and the reflections are in the middle of the frame, therefore I can get the sky and the reflections in a really, really nice balance. It's just so easy on the eye, it's just so nice. I can't just explain how much it is, and of course just ever so slightly changing it, getting all different compositions, so fine. But it's just, if you can see the screen now, you probably can't, I'll show you in a minute. That is just insane. It just shows that even though I was up, my intentions this morning were to get the sunrise. Never did I think I'd come down and just see this and get photos of this. It's just incredible. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the photos because I think they're really, really good. Right, for the final time, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you soon.